PLC Network here with another unboxing, this time coming from the company VastKing. And this is their KingPad K10 10-inch Android 10 tablet. And this is pretty much their next model up, or their just next model in their collection at least. Coming up after their SA10, which we also covered recently, just a number of months ago. That was a fantastic tablet, and this kind of fills in the same shoes, which is really exciting. Now the package we're looking at here is kind of a minimal style packaging here. This isn't actually going to be a consumer product once it ships out, or at least the packaging won't be the consumer packaging that ships out. But what we get to look at today is what's inside. What does it look like, and what kind of specs are we dealing with? Now, it's comparable to the SA10 in many ways. It is an octa-core processor. It offers up to 1.8 gigahertz of performance. This one specifically is the T610 octa-core. It's a 12 nanometer CPU. And it also has 3 gigabytes of memory, of RAM memory inside, as well as 32 gigabytes of storage, expandable up to 512 via the micro SD card slot. Now it is unfortunate, yes, we've heard from comments and a few other models in the past recently. 32 gigs is, it's kind of a bare minimum. With today's modern models hitting the market, we are seeing more of an average of 64 or 128 or even 256. So 32 does kind of limit you there, but at least you are expandable via SD card up to 512. And it also explains why this is more affordable than some of those other tablets. It offers a 1920 by 1200 resolution screen. It has, of course, a forward and rear-facing camera. The rear-facing camera being 13 megapixels, and the front-facing camera for all of those selfies is a 5 megapixel camera. It also has dual speakers on board, just like the SA10, and from this point forward we get to explore some of the upgrades on what makes this a little bit better. Some of the features that they have really touched on and enhanced, one of which is Bluetooth. This new model has Bluetooth 5.0, bringing it up to a modern format of Bluetooth, which is going to be great when it comes to better bandwidth between this and the device it's connected to, as well as distance and better codecs. And then you have Wi-Fi, it supports both 2.4 gigahertz and 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi. And then there's the battery. The battery inside this model is a 6,000 mAh battery, which is incredibly helpful and a must-have for any tablet of today. If, at least a balance between a very large capacity and good power management within the tablet itself, because you want a long-lasting tablet that you're not going to have to charge every other day. With that being said, this gives you anywhere between 7 to 12 hours worth of use time, depending on what you're doing, if you're watching movies, reading books, and so forth. And then, of course, just disabling the screen and putting it off to the side, it should give you up to 20 days of standby time. And given that could obviously move around depending on how much you use it every day, or if you just don't use it every day, which is probably what's going to get you your 20 days. Last but not least, it's only $170, which is exactly the same as what the SA10 was, which is great because we loved that. $170 is a great price point so far, just spec-wise. We haven't even looked at it yet, but spec-wise, $170, great place to put something like this, because again, it competes with brands like Lenovo and Asus. When you consider models like the ZenPad series that Asus has to offer, which is an affordable range of powerful tablets, this is exactly that, if not better than some of the ZenPad models that we have come across. So all that talking aside, let's go ahead and pop it open. Let's see what this thing looks like. So the very first thing you're brought to is the tablet itself. Now the tab actually, it looks really nice. It feels really nice. It just has a natural feel to it. The design looks slightly different from the SA10, so it definitely has more of a, I guess you could say it's a rounded edge kind of style. Kind of reminds me of some of the Samsung Galaxy phones. The dual speaker design is a little bit different on this one, which is good when it comes to watching movies. Now on the SA10, the dual speakers are located at the bottom, here and here. And that's great when you're just browsing the web. When we were watching a video and you turn it this way, now you're not really getting that stereo effect because the audio is shooting off to the side. On this model, the speakers are located on the longer side edge of the tablet. The weight of it feels natural. It doesn't feel too heavy. We've seen lighter, but at the same time, I want to say that this is an improved upon weight from their last model. This definitely feels lighter, just based on memory alone. And beyond that, it offers a lot of the same functionality. You have some contact points right here on the bottom, which is probably going to be for something we're going to show you in just a moment. And then on the side here, we have a USB Type-C connection for charging and data. And we have a volume up and down button, little toggle button here, as well as a power button for turning it on. We have our front-facing camera here, our rear-facing camera back here, and an SD card slot right here, which uses your typical small little pin-style hole that you push in there to pop out the tray, insert your SD card, slide the tray back in, and that's it. So going over to the accessories, we'll go to this larger box here. An incredibly large box with very little contents here. Of those few items, we have the little pen key here that's just tucked away in this little sheet of paper. This is what's used to open up that mentioned tray that where you put the SD card in and slide it back into the tablet. So this just pops out that tray. You have a activate your 2-year warranty card here, and gives you some information on how to reach out to them for more information if you have questions or concerns about your product. We have a quick start guide as well as a full user manual, which is pretty thick, but it's going to be in multiple languages. So it's not like you're going to be spending the next week reading that, and chances are, if you've used a tablet in the past, you're probably not going to use that anyways. In the smaller box, we have one wall adapter. Looks to be a 2-amp adapter. And then you have your USB to USB-C cable. It's pretty simple. You have your cable, adapter for the wall, in case you want to charge it in the wall. You can use this to charge it directly with a laptop or desktop computer and or sync your data back and forth. And that's it. I mean, it's a tablet, comes with a power cable, that's it. Except that they also have an optional accessory here, and this is their KingPad K10 docking keyboard case for the K10 tablet. And this is what the little adapter in the bottom is going to be for, because that's what's going to power this bad boy up. First thing you're brought to on this one is just a transparent sheet of instructions here. They're simple. It's 1, open it up, 2, insert tablet, 3, prop it up. So it's not rocket science or anything, but we have actually a very nice looking case here. It kind of has a leather kind of look to it, but it's more of a vinyl kind of a feel, but it's just nice and smooth. Plus you have a hinge style design here, which is going to be for the kickstand here that just pops open to keep it propped up. And voila, it looks like just about every other keyboard out there for a tablet, only it's designed specifically for this model. And then you have your connection here. At the bottom is where those contact points at the bottom of the tablet, what they slide into. And with such, pops in just fine. And that hinge that's in the back here, it comes for one, when you're not using it, you have a hole there for the camera to be able to peer through. And then this just kind of flips down, and that's it. Props it up. Now you have a laptop style for your tablet. So it's good to go from this point forward. Now you have a wireless keyboard that's communicating with the tablet, and it's being powered by the tablet via those contact points at the bottom. There is no need to charge the keyboard separately, which is pretty interesting, because a lot of these external keyboards for some of these tablets, they do not take their power from the tablet. You always have to charge them separately. So sometimes, you got to sit there and plug both items in at the end of the day or the end of the week, or however, depending on how much you use your tablet. But instead, everything is just feeding right off the tablet. One source of power, and with 6,000 milliamps to be able to power everything with, and a pretty decent standby time as well. We're going to guess that's going to be just enough juice to be able to pull that off without taking away from your fun on the tablet itself. So that's it. KingPad by VastKing. This is their K10 10-inch Android tablet. 1.8 gigahertz octa-core tablet. We're going to have a full review about this later on once we've had some time to actually play with it. Right now we're just breaking out of the box. So give us some time to actually sit down with this and really see what we like about it. And then we'll provide that information in the review, and we'll have a link below in the description, as well as a link to the product itself. So you can just go directly to the product if you decide this sounds like something you might want. And we'll try to give you some options there as well. So all of that information is and will be available in the description. Now, if you liked what you've seen here, don't forget to subscribe, follow us, because we've got many more videos to come. And of course, use the comment section. Maybe you have a KingPad tablet at home. Maybe you have the S810 and you want to talk about the differences between the two tablets, or maybe you're just excited about getting your hands on your very first KingPad. So use the comments, definitely share your opinions and your thoughts. And as always, we thank you for watching, and we'll catch you next time. If you want to stay on top of all the latest and greatest, and or at least the gadgets we cover, remember to subscribe right here. subscription button. Click it. You're going to want to. There's lots of videos, interviews, previews, all sorts of stuff. Button. Click it.